Hi everyone, the NEET PG 2026 examination application form is on and you would be filling your application forms. In this session we will be addressing the four major changes as far as the examination or the registration or application form filling is concerned for NEET PG 2026 compared to 2025. And we've also got two other sessions. One is on the correspondence address. We have clarified the correspondence address versus test center selection or test state selection at this stage very clearly. In another video you can have a look at that separate video before completing your application form if required. And second, we have also shared another video which is on all the queries clarification which we have received till now. We've tried to clarify as many as possible, and also the regular queries that usually come in, we have clubbed it. That is a slightly longer video. Select what you want and then have a look at that video. Right now we'll look at the major changes. The major changes are exam pattern, obviously already we know that, and then the Aadhaar verification. There is something called Aadhaar verification, whether I should do it or not, we will address that in this session. And the test center selection, we will look at in brief what test center selection changes have happened, but the corresponding address related video will have further details on this. And then the edit window, there is slight change in the edit window possibility, that also we will address over here. Right now, the first major change is the exam pattern. Obviously, this has to do with the preparation. The same time, 210 minutes or 3.5 hours, no change in that. 5 sections, no change in that. 42 minutes per section, no change in that. There will be section A, B, C, D, E, each timed at 42 minutes. There is no change in that at all. The only change is 200 questions become 180 questions, and 40 questions are there. 40 questions per section, therefore becomes 36 questions per section. So that is the only change. You already would be preparing for this. Obviously you have more time in terms of the number of questions that you need to complete, but still that is the change that for you to address on how to exactly manage the entire section wise timings and the questions as compared to earlier. Major change 2 is Aadhaar based verification. There is an Aadhaar based verification right from the time you say I want to move in to complete the application form. It will give you an I agree or a disagree consent for Aadhaar verification. So it will say Aadhaar is going to be verified with UIDAI, etc, 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 and all, and it will say do you consent to verify Aadhaar. It is introduced as an additional method of verification, and it is a voluntary method, which means it is not mandatory. You want to say disagree over there and go ahead, nothing will change in your verification at the time of the exam center, as in nothing will be impacted as long as you have your government IDs like last year it will happen. And second, nothing will be impacted in your examination, nothing will be impacted in your counselings later, in your joining later, admission later. You can say disagree here and proceed, no problems at all. You can and take PAN card license, driving license, voter ID, passport for verification there, no difference at all. Can I not go for Aadhaar verification? Again, yes, you can complete registration, you can disagree without Aadhaar. If you disagree, you can't add later. It is not required anyways, so you can't add later, is not an issue. Some candidates are coming up with saying I said disagree and went ahead. Now I want to add Aadhaar verification. We don't know why you want to add, but that is not required and not possible at all. You don't need to worry about that anyways. No difference between somebody who has added Aadhaar and who has not added Aadhaar. No impact on disagreeing. Verification will happen last year like with photos. Let us say I go for Aadhaar verification. What should I do? OTP based authentication will happen before the application process or the first level of registration starts. Even before you give your phone number, email ID and they verify. First level of verification is with your phone number through UIDAI with an OTP on your Aadhaar verified phone number. You will give your OTP based authentication before registration. Aadhaar details will be populated in the application. Once you give this, your Aadhaar details will be populated in the application. Colored photocopy of Aadhaar or e-Aadhaar is to be taken for the examination. This Aadhaar details are populated in the application only for those who go for Aadhaar verification. Is it going to be a problem for others? No, it is not going to be a problem. Is it going to be an advantage for me because these details are populated? It will help or enable NBE to verify it easier is what they say. We don't know whether it will be an additional advantage because anyways other candidates are going to be there and that process continues to be the same, but that is what they say. But when you are going, please take a colored photocopy of Aadhaar card, or if Aadhaar card is not available, colored photocopy of e-Aadhaar, the downloaded PDF. Take a colored one. Biometric authentication should not be locked. What we expect is when you go to the venue for the examination in the center, you will be asked to either do a facial, you will be asked for either a biometric verification, or you will be asked for an iris scan or a face verification. So that might be possible for, in your case, in case you have looked at Aadhaar verification. Is it going to be an advantage? No. If you avoid that, you can still give your even your Aadhaar photo ID or PAN card, driving license, voter ID, passport, if you did not opt for Aadhaar based verification. Let us say this fails. This has happened, like in UG, they did Aadhaar verification for every candidate. They are supposed to do it for every candidate, but they had a backup option in case it did not work. They still would register their biometric details, etc. And at the end of the session, they would once again ask them to wait. So please go ahead, and if you are going for Aadhaar verification, even if it fails, please take one of these so that you have a backup option. They would definitely have a backup option, but biometric, if it is done, maybe it will be quicker. You just do a biometric and quickly pass while others are waiting for the verification through their cards. That might be possibly an advantage. That is what we see, but there is no other advantage as far as this is concerned. We would always suggest, even if you go for Aadhaar verification, you have to carry your Aadhaar card, and you also carry one more ID is what we would suggest. Next, exam center allotment, possibility of select 2025. What happened is, after you give your correspondence address, after you give your permanent address, you could go ahead and select any state where you want to write the examination. My permanent address is West Bengal. I am right now practicing in Karnataka, Bangalore, but I want to write my examination in Rajasthan or some other state because my preparation in the last 2 months happened over there. Then it was possible last year. You could select the city within Rajasthan. I want to write in Kota in Rajasthan. That was possible last year. Any candidate could select any state or city, and that was on a first come first serve basis. After the top metros or the top cities, capitals, etc. would not have been available in the first 2 days, and they had that problem of allocating resources, and candidates had to choose other cities. Now that problem does not exist. There is no first come first service basis allotment this year. 3 states need to be selected, no city selection. So you will either select, let us say, Maharashtra, Gujarat, first choice, Gujarat as the second choice, Rajasthan as the third choice, etc. But you won't select like Mumbai or Ahmedabad, etc. Within that, you will not have that option of selection. You will just select 3 states, preference 1, preference 2, preference 3. First state is default based on the correspondence address. You would give a correspondence address, not your permanent address, correspondence address, which might be any address which is not in your Aadhaar card, not in your PAN card, nothing related to your voter ID. You're just going and renting out a place for coaching. You're just going to write the examination in a particular center because you're attending a marriage the previous day. That might as well be your correspondence address. Because you want to attend the examination there, you would put in that address in the state where you want to write the examination. Clear? And with the pin code where you want to write the examination. You are traveling for 15 days to a particular place before August 30th. You are having a combined coaching. You are going to write the examination there. That will be your correspondence address state, because this will be the first default state. You can't change this. So once you give your correspondence address as a state, that will be your first default state, and high possibility that you will be allotted in that state in a pin code that you near a pin code where you give. The location of the pin code will be available. Nearest place they might try to allot. Rest true will be nearby states only, which will be listed there. So if you select the state of Tamil Nadu, you might get Kerala, Andhra, Telangana, Karnataka as the nearby states. Only those options you can choose as state 2 and state 3. Expect that city allotment on the basis of correspondence address. So your correspondence address pin code is important. Correspondence address proof is therefore required. See, this proof is to say that you are being there. It is not a permanent address. It is a correspondence address. It is not your present address too. It is a correspondence address. So if you are going to forge that, I don't know how that can be forged. They have mentioned forged, etc. and all. But let us say you are giving a correspondence address. You have to give some proof that is required. The list of proofs we have listed down in the correspondence address detailed video, you can have a look at it. Once you do this, this cannot be changed during the later edit window, like 30th July to 10th August there is an edit window, the next 25th onwards there is an edit window, sorry about that window you will not be able to change this correspondence address or the test center selection. So be very clear before submission. Permanent address does not matter for test center selection, only correspondence address matters, and proof is only there required for the correspondence address. Lot of proofs including a self declaration, you just declare, sign it and put it on a stamp paper, that is also enough. PG, but permanent address may be a reference as far as your PG residence base. Let us say you belong to the state of West Bengal, then they might say that you should have put your permanent address as West Bengal to claim nativity of West Bengal or residence of West Bengal later when you are attending West Bengal. So please put your permanent address for later counseling, right? For later counseling state quota preference requirement, not for this. And then the last change is no pre-final edit window. There was a process where there was, after the submission, there were two windows for editing. One is a pre-final edit window and a selective final edit window as far as the images are concerned. This time there is no pre-final edit window for images. There is an edit window for other information, but no pre-final edit window for images. There is a selected edit window alone which is there for images, which means there will be only one edit window for images. And there is a slight change in the process here. Till last year everybody was receiving an email, but this year onwards they have got an image scrutiny tab. So we are yet to see how this works. The image scrutiny tab, once you log in, will say if all your signature, thumb impression, photo uploaded, all these are accepted or not. So very clearly during the edit window you can go in, which will possibly happen from 31st or 30th, I am not sure, to 10th August. During this timeline you will be able to go in, log in and find whether your image has been accepted or not. No email, funda, etc. Email will also come, but you can go in and see that it is accepted. So all of you, simple, 31st July, go in, whenever the edit window opens, go in and then see if your image has been accepted. Otherwise update the image again. Your image problems are sorted out. I updated something, I have to change it, whether it will be accepted, all sorted out. It will clearly come up in this stage. You can do it again. So these are the changes that have happened, the major changes that have happened. The correspondence address is a major change with test center selection. We believe that most of the candidates this time might get a nearest test center at least, because the distribution might be geographically based on the correspondence address, and there is no preference. So that is something that you can have a look at. No first come first serve. Apply on the don't apply on the last date, but at least take time before application. Don't need to rush in. Look at our demos and then go ahead. All the best.